Hi everyone, so I'm finally back to carrying on with the washi tape tutorials. Had such a lot of trouble with building work going on all around me and too much noise to do the videos. So let's get down to it. The part number 2 we're doing is looking at apertures and things. In the last tutorial we looked at making frames and mitering the corners, so this time we're taking it a bit further with this fine border around both edges. All right, and we're going to do an aperture and fill the aperture. So the easiest way we start is with an extra piece of card from which I've cut the circle, and although it doesn't show up very well, I've got about quarter an inch, half a centimetre all the way round. It'll show up better when we start working on it. So the first thing we're going to do is to prepare our frame. Now I've got a selection of washi tapes here in pinks and things, and I've got a couple of motifs, and we'll see which one we use when we've finished. Now I came across this the other day, a whole section of ombre tapes, so they go from dark to light, and I thought that was rather interesting. So we're going to take tape and we're going to put it about half a centimetre, quarter of an inch in, and we're going to overlap it either end. Alright, so this is a quick recap. Now to get the colour going all the same, we need to turn it and keep our washi tape the same way. Turn it. So we've always got the dark colour to the outside. Make sure it's pushed down. You can draw a guideline if you need to. I'm doing it freehand. Now we're going to take a craft knife and we're going to cut from the centre point here to the outside point. So inside to outside, and you can then lift off the 2 extra pieces. It's just tucked itself round the back. There we go. So you've got a beautifully mitered corner. Turn it round, centre to the outside. So if you are a little bit wavy with your line, it doesn't matter, it will still match up. Turn it round, centre point to the outside point. Just gently ease it out from underneath. Centre point to outside point. Right, that one didn't come off, so I just need to take that off there. Right, so there's our first part of the frame done. If we look at this one, I've just done the internal frame, but on this one I've done an internal frame and an external one, so we're going to do both. So I have some very fine pink or some very fine purple. I think I'm going to go with the pink. So once again, I'm putting the narrow one and letting it go onto the washi tape. Don't want to leave myself with no end. So turn it round. Once you've got your first layer on, it's easy to lay this right alongside. There we go. So there we have that surround. Now I'm going to get rid of my extra bits, and I'm going to go from the inside to the outside and pull off the little bits. It's moved a little bit, but we can just lay it straight back down. There we go. Just making sure that they're pressed down. Lift. Okay, the last one. Doesn't want to be caught. There we go. So we've got beautifully mitered corners. Okay, get rid of the scraps that are stuck to me. And we're now going for the outside edge. So I'm going to go, and this time I'm going onto my mat. And I'm going to lay it right alongside the outer piece of my frame. It's coming on beautifully. I'm going to run my finger around in a minute just to check that it is all stuck down. Okay. So I'm just going to run my finger round, and again from the inside to the outside. Inside to the outside. It's gone behind, just pull it out. There we go. So we have now a beautiful frame with the double edge, the same as we had here. And so now we're going to look at the inside. So we're going to take my card, and I'm going to take this one. Stuck. There we go. And I'm going to place that on there, even up my border all the way around the outside, and I'm going to take my pencil and go round. That is the area. Hope you can see. Bring that up. I think I'll get a darker. I can do it with a pen. Let's go back on there. Right, you can see that better. It's all going to be covered up, so don't worry. Now, the other thing I would like to do is to measure to get a centre point. Now, here I've done vertical stripes and these ones horizontal. So I'm going to do horizontal. So I want a guideline. So I'm going to go down there. It's a 6-inch card or 15 centimetres. So I'm going to do 7.5 there, little mark, and 7.5 there, or 3 inches. And that is my centre line. So I like to put a large one across the centre, so I'm going to go with this one. I thought this was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to take that one, put that one right across the middle. Doesn't matter about it coming onto the sides, but you don't want it so it's going onto your mat. I'm going to go for the next one, and I'm just taking them at random. There. I think I'm going to get the purple now, the fine one. Now, this has got hearts on it, so I want to make sure the hearts are the right way up. I'm going to put one up there. This little one. If you've got a bigger aperture, then you can go for thicker washi tapes. Yep. I think I'm going to come back with the thin washi tape. Now that one's gone too far out. I just want to take a bit off there. On there, and I need something to finish. I think I'm going to go back to that one at the top and this one at the bottom. Now, I haven't quite got enough here, so I am going to take one of these and just finish it off. There we go. So I've completely covered the circle I drew. Then we're bringing this back in, and then I can place that directly onto there. All right, so I think I'm going to do a little bit extra. I'm going to put some gold corners. So we'll come back in a moment and finish this off. Okay, so I've applied some double-sided tape to the back of the frame we've made. Particularly in hot weather, you're double-sided tape can be very awkward to get off. Okay, so there we have that. I'm going to use the guideline that I put on here to make sure that this is exactly, just change it around that way, that's better. Yeah, so there is my beautiful frame, my washi tape going across the centre, and I'm going to take some simple corners and I'm going to just pop them into the corner there. Always rest them on some tweezers or a pricking tool so that you've got your fingers out of the way and you can see the positioning much better. Upside down. So I'm going to pop it on my knife and get my fingers out the way, and I can see all of the edges so that I get it perfectly aligned. So simple corners to bring up some of the decoration, and I've got two motifs here and they've got little flecks of gold in there, so let's have a look. Both of those, I think this one, so I'm going to take that one. Could raise it on sticky fixers if you want to. I'm going to just break the straight lines to give a bit more interest. So there we have beautiful card, simply from the washi tape and a small motif. Okay, so let's bring this one back in, and this one's got daisies and butterfly, but also I've added a small little mat behind to just bring up the gold here that I've got in the design, and there's also little gold bits on the butterfly. This one, I've put a whole mat that shows up a bit more to bring up the blue in the designs. Okay, so that is part one of our washi tape additions, and then we're going to come back in a minute with looking at washi tape in straight lines. Okay. Okay, so we're on to our next washi tape, and we're going to be using straight lines. Now, I have macular degeneration, so I don't always see straight lines very well. So I'm going to give myself some guidelines, but instead of using a pencil, I'm going to use my scoreboard. Okay, so let's bring the scoreboard in. I'm using a DL card. Now, it doesn't matter whether I use centimetres or inches, but what I'm going to do is, this is 10 centimetres. I'm going to score at 3 and the one next to it. Okay, so I come back here 3, I'm going to score at 7 and the next one to it. Right, but anything goes. All right, all you're looking for, I can bring this up and try and tilt it. I've got 2 score lines here and 2 score lines here. So I'm hoping that on the actual video it'll come out a bit better. Put that to one side. This one is just purely going to have a little thank you motif on there, and that will fit just between the 2 lines. I never worked out the measurements, I just do it totally by eye. Right, so I'm going to take, first of all, I'm going to take a dark green, and I'm going to go and place it right beside my first tram line. So that was at 3 centimeters, and again onto your mat. Then I'm going to put one over the top, laying it right next to my score lines. Okay. That'll just hold it in place for the moment. I've got a plain one here. This is a really good way of just using up different washi tapes that you've got. Sometimes perhaps you haven't got enough to do a whole card. So I'm going to go along that one, straight onto your mat, and do the next one. There we go. I'm going to put in a narrow one now. The narrow one has just got little stars, gold stars, and that's going to go with the gold writing I've got on here. If I could find the end. So I'm going to go if you attach it to the mat, it gives you a little bit to pull on as well, so you can get your lines straight. So whatever you do at the bottom, you're going to continue the pattern at the top. I think I can probably get one more. Let's see. I think I'll go for this one. This one is directional, it's got leaves going up, so I must be careful that I do both of them the same. Haven't quite got enough. Been having very funny weather, and sometimes the washi tapes do get sticky in the hot weather. I can't find the end now. Right, I've got the end. Right, I'm now going to take my craft knife and just cut all the way down so that I cut off all the extra bits. There we go. So we now have beautiful ends to our card. Let's just get rid of all the little bits on the mat. There we go. They are rather sticky. So all I'm going to do now is to bring in this bit, and I've got my 2 tram lines, and this is going to go in the middle there. This one has got a little pad, but I want to arch it over, so let's take these off. I'm going to take the covering off the pad, and without pushing it down at the moment, I'm just going to put it in the middle, check that I've got it placed right, fix the pad, and then just bend these over, and it will give a little bit of added interest that it's not straight, it's beveled on there. So how simple was that? Let's bring this one back, which was golds and browns and different motif on it, and I've also left a little bit of white top and bottom to add to the design. I didn't have anything that was that thin, so better to leave it. Okay, so that is idea number 2. Right, we'll be coming back with idea number 3, and that is this idea where it's very simple to have things around a piece of spare scrap paper. Okay, so we'll be back with that. Right, this is idea number 3, and it's a very good one to have a go at because it's using up a piece of scrap card that is the same length as your card. Okay, so we can put the card out for the moment, and this is really fun because I'm going to take my washi tape and put it at any angle. Okay. I'm going to take a ruler, place my ruler on, and do the next one on there. I haven't measured anything. Put my next one on, and that one is going there. So it can be any width ruler. Okay, there are my 3 foundation ones, but if you've got wider washi tape like this one, then you won't get so many on. Just play with what you've got. Now I'm going to take my narrow tape and I'm going to put washi tape either side of that. Next one, washi tape either side. Either side of that. In a minute we're going to wrap these all around the back. Nobody will know it. It'll give us a beautiful edge up there. So I've done that one. I've done my butterfly one. I think I'm coming in with this one next. And I'm going to go across there. Repeat it over the top. Never be afraid to leave white areas to enhance your card. Think of all the little rolls you've got where you haven't got enough to do frames and things and use up all your scraps. Now we've got those going up. I've got a nice one here which is greys and pinks with a little hint of purple. There's the end. Right, now I'm going to leave a white area between my panels. And I want to put a little bit up there. So on the top, just want to take that off. There, because that would be awkward to do. And this one across the bottom. There. I'm going to lift it up, take that top piece off. Okay, if any bits pop up, just pop them back on again. Let's give it a smooth down. And all I'm going to do is pop these round the side. Any bits poke out, like I might do in a minute. There you go. Then just trim them off. So there's no mitring or anything. There's no angles that you have to have. Just start off with one strip of washi tape. Now this one's just poking out at the bottom, so I'm just going to shove it back there. Right, there is my panel. Let's cut that tiny bit off. Doesn't matter on this back piece. I'm going to put a couple of pieces of double-sided tape down. Bring in my card, and I'm just going to pop that down there. Absolutely beautiful. Now I can bring in some purple lines if I wish. So I can take this and I'm going to leave a tiny white piece there and a tiny white piece there. Right, these you will have to cut off because if you wrap them round they'll be seen inside the card. There we have a lovely card and anything can go on. We just have a wheelbarrow there. So what if I put the wheelbarrow, because that's bringing up the colours. So there is my next one. So now we're going to go on to our last washi tape idea for a bit, and that is a simple one where we've done a border round with gold and black, and I've used gold and black layers here. Once again, I've done a centre mark right through the centre to give me a guideline to start my first line. Then I've done the same pattern either side and the same pattern either side, so always repeating, and then it looks perfectly natural. So I've just taken a little peel off motif and put that onto black and cut it out, and a piece of scrap card and black and gold matte, and the whole thing looks absolutely beautiful, but still using the same techniques as we did on this, but much narrower washi tapes. Okay, so please do have a go, and we'll do a quick run through. So straight lines, they could easily be going vertical. Washi tape with a centre panel left undone. Using scrap card to wrap your washi tape around. So that's another straight one. And 3 where we've used apertures and had the washi tape for a frame and filling in the aperture. It's a lovely one with these, and that's the one that we did as a demo in the video. So do have a go, and these are ideal ways of using up all your small bits of washi tape. Okay, so have fun. God bless you all.